So very briefly, my name is Toni Barrient and I'm your presenter today. And we're going to be talking about, are you hearing everything that you could? Hearing aids are wonderful, but they're not everything. And sometimes they fail. So we're going to be talking about different scenarios. And I also want to hear from you where you're not hearing so that I can provide information that will be helpful. Okay, so let's see. First, we're going to start with a little bit of vocabulary because this terminology may not be familiar to you. So let's discover what HAT is. So when I say HAT, I'm talking about hearing assistive technology. So, and that's when you see that in some of the writings, especially in your main in the booklet I had printed for you. It refers to HAT, and it explains what HAT is. I also want to refer to you to ALD, Assistive Listening Device. That's a device that's, that you use to assist you to hear. So glasses are assistive technology for sight and vision, but there's a whole array of products or devices that are available to assist you to hear. So I want you to know what ALD is, Assistive Listening Device. Then we want to mention ALS. ALS is an Assistive Listening System. So an assistive listening system, for example, is the hearing loop here in this room. You can't see it. It runs all along the carpet. It's connected to the microphones. And when I speak, it goes out through the wire directly into your hearing aids. Or if you're wearing a listening device, it will go into there and you can hear directly. And there's, in addition to hearing loops, there's something called infrared systems. They're pretty much out of date now, but they've been around in some places that you may come across it, but it's another type of assistive listening system. Also an FM or radio system, they used to have it here in all the clubhouses, and it pretty much required that you wore an assistive device. You have to check it out and get it. Then there's Bluetooth, which is short-range wireless technology. So is there anybody that's not using Bluetooth these days in one way or another? Is everybody using Bluetooth? Bluetooth, okay. You're not raising your hand, but okay. All righty. I also want to mention ADA. So the ADA is the American Disabilities Act that was established by 1990, and it was signed by Daddy Bush, Herbert Walker Bush. So by President Bush in 1990. And it is a federal civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities in everyday activities. The ADA prohibits discrimination based on that disability, just as other civil rights laws prohibit discrimination based on race, color, sex, national origin, age, and religion. So the ADA guarantees that people with disabilities have the same opportunities as everyone else to enjoy employment opportunities, purchase goods and services, participate in state and local programs. And in our case, it's our civil right to be able to hear and understand in wherever there's a PA system. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And one of the problems that we're having is that a lot of people are not asking for their rights. They're not stepping up and asking for assistive devices, and it's not well known, and people are not responsible. For example, the Regal Theater in Aliso Viejo, they have a captioning device, so you can actually put it in the drink cup and read the captions of the movie ahead, and they have a listening system. But because we don't ask for it, the batteries are dead, the employees never get trained on the availability and how to show you how to use it. So we're not utilizing the system, and so we're going to start losing our rights. People are going to be disinterested. They don't even know what the ADA is. So we need to be the teaching arm out there in the public and ask for our rights, politely, of course. So we're going to be talking about TV, phones, meetings, restaurants, and the doctor's office. Okay. TV solutions. The first thing I'm going to suggest is to wear your hearing aids. And you may laugh, but there's a lot of people when they're at home, they don't wear their hearing aids and they crank up the volume and they make their neighbors upset. There are some devices, assistive devices, that are available for purchase. So has anybody heard about TV ears? Those are, yeah. So those are available for purchase. And my mother, who's 98, there's other things she could use, but this is the thing that she feels she can control. And so she uses TV ears, and she loves them. TV sound box. So I even did a commercial. If anybody's been in Ann's office and she's got the video going, you'll see me advertising. I was working for the manufacturer at the time. Something called a TV sound box. So there's a base that connects to the TV, and then it has a speaker that you can pick up and take with you as far away as 30 feet. And because it's right there with you, you can hear very clearly. So that is a device that you can use. Hearing aids often have, now, especially the newer ones, they have TV adapters. And they can hook up into the back of your TV and the sound system. And they connect via Bluetooth directly to your Bluetooth equipped hearing aids. And that's not all they do, but that is wonderful, because then you don't need to wear anything. You just turn on your TV and it connects. Cochlear implants also have TV adapters. And of course, you could have a hearing loop installed in your TV room, just like it's installed here. I have, because I've had it for quite a while, I have 3 hearing loops installed in my residence. I have one in the living room that hooks up to the TV, one in my bedroom, and one in my office. So all I have to do to listen to TV and keep my neighbors happy is just to flip a switch and hear the TV directly. So that's an option. If you've got Bluetooth equipped hearing aids, I would say go with that. And the hearing loop would be second. Or you don't need hearing aids for TV ears or for the TV sound box. And that would be very helpful. Is anyone having a TV listening issue? You want to talk about it? Yeah. You have a microphone? Yeah, go ahead.
I got one of those portables from Anne, and it helps me a lot when I go there, when I use it. So I move to different parts of the room. I don't have to raise the volume, and I could hear it and adjust it as well as I wanted to.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So that's the TV. Let's talk about phone solutions. So there's two kinds of phones. There's captioning phones, like Lane has back here. There's amplified phones. And if we're talking about your smartphone, we have, there are apps that you can get so that all the calls coming in to your phone are captioned. And I've just recently switched to that because it seems like as I'm getting a little older, I'm having some trouble. So I really appreciate the captioning. There are two companies. Caption Call has an app for the phone, both for Android and iPhone. And InnoCaption is another company, and they both provide it. And it's no charge. There's no charge, no monthly charge. No, you have to download the app, register with the company, and then they'll explain to you how to set it up so that that people can call your phone number and automatically get connected to a captioner that will caption your phone call. Both sides, what you say, what they say, and it automatically saves. Does anybody might use that?
He's asking, how do they get the app?
Okay, so the app on Android, you have to go to the Play Store. And if you're on iPhone, you got to go to the App Store. So it's on your phone. And this is one of the things that I can help you with. I can help you get started if you needed a little personal assistance on how to use that, how to get it started. Okay. All you have to do is just call me or contact me, and we'll set up a time, and I'll meet with you, and we'll work that out. Somebody said something?
What is the name of the app?
What's the name of the app? Well, it's called InnoCaption or Caption Call. So you just go in and search for Caption Call, and Lane is here. So after the meeting, you could get with him. He can help you with the download and the setup. Right, Lane? Okay. Yeah, we're good here till 5 o'clock, so we got time. Okay.
So just to clarify, if you have a Caption Call phone, then you would download the Caption Call app. If you have InnoCaption, then you would download the InnoCaption app. However, the Caption Call phone is a landline, correct? And so you could have your phone calls forwarded to your cell phone, and you would be able to read your text messages on phone. Is that accurate, Lane? And he is saying, yes, that is accurate.
Okay. So I just want to clarify something here. Caption Call offers a landline hardware phone, and you can get captions on your smartphone. Two different ways to get captions. So you can have a landline phone, and you can use your smartphone. Is that do you understand?
For my Android cell phone, smartphone, I use InnoCaption, and I need to be able to call forward any calls that come to my cell phone number to InnoCaption, And my cell phone number shows that, not my paper, no. And-
Yes.
Yeah, my cell phone number. And so it seems seamless and I'm able to get the captions right there.
That's the part of the setup that I can help people with. Yes. Yeah. Wait for the microphone. Here we go. So everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm confused now. We can no longer get landlines in the village. So having moved in 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't have a landline. I just have an iPhone. So are you saying that I cannot get caption call because I need a landline as well as the iPhone?
No, as long as you have internet access in your unit, caption call will be.
If you have a Verizon line, landline phone, you can use that. If you don't, caption call will provide a voice over IP, an internet phone line, so then you can use that number as a house.
The cell tower is so far away, apparently, that we have to use the voice over IP or whatever the heck it's called, even to stop our lines being dropped, our cell phones. So I have to use my phone at home over our internet.
So some areas they are, yes. And Lane can explain that because that's his job. He gets trained and paid to talk to you about that. I use a voice over IP on my landline phone and it's separate from my cell phone. So I like it. I got a home number and I have a mobile number. And they both get captions.
Toni, am I correct that caption is a free service and
Yes.
phone to residents?
Yes. Caption is only available for smartphones. It's one of several companies. Caption Call is another company. They're competitors to each other. They both provide captions for the calls, and it's paid for through the Federal Communications Commission. You pay a little tax on every phone bill. The universal tax, communication tax, and a few pennies. And this is a federal program, so it's no charge to you. You never get a bill, period. Again, we're going to go through a lot of information today. So if this sounds like something you're interested in and you're not quite understanding it all, I'd be happy to help you one-on-one. Okay. Let's talk about meetings. Specifically, let's talk about Laguna Woods. We have a lot of clubs, a lot of meetings. Let's talk about worship centers, hotels, community centers, theaters, movie houses, playhouses, and courtrooms. So all of those places, like courtrooms, theaters, they all have to provide hearing accessibility. And so they need to provide an ALS, and that an ALS is a listening. Now I'm confused. It's a listening system, not a device. So the system is already in the room. You just may have to get an accompanying device that works with it. For example, the Laguna Playhouse down in Laguna Beach, they have an FM system. And so you can borrow a listening device and a headset. You plug in the headset into here. You could bring your own earbuds if you like to wear earbuds. If you have hearing aids with t-coil, you could ask to borrow a neck flute. So this goes on, plugs into the device that you're borrowing. And then you control on, off, and volume. And you'll be able to hear everybody that's speaking in a microphone. And most of the actresses are wearing a microphone pack. And so you be able to hear them directly. So there's also infrared systems. And you won't find those very much anymore, but I thought I would mention it. I briefly want to mention something called AuraCast. And that is a brand new technology. It's not ready for prime time yet. It's in the future, 5-10 years. You will be required to get hearing aids with AuraCast feature built into it. Right now, there's a couple of hearing aids you can get, but you won't find any locations that are offering AuraCast system. This is a brand new system. It's going to evolve over time. And so just be aware, and that's going to be Wi-Fi. So AuraCast is working over Wi-Fi. And there will be an adaptation using t-coil. I've already heard about that. They're trying to adapt t-coil to work with this. So there may be an assistive device to borrow in a AuraCast system. But as yet, we don't have any AuraCast systems. So I'll be talking and updating everybody. I'll be talking about AuraCast and updating when we have those things available here, when they come close. Okay. Courtrooms. I had to go and I went to jury duty. This was about 3 years ago. And there's no way I would be able to hear and understand everything that would be said to serve in a jury. So I was able to request accommodations. And so I got my personal captioner, and who sat in the front of the courthouse. They gave me a tablet, and I received, just like I'm receiving here, we're receiving here, I received the transcript live as it was going in the courthouse. This is down in Santa Ana. I was also wearing an assistive listening devices. So there are places you can go where you can ask for accommodation. So be aware, the American Disabilities Act, they have to provide it for you. And of course, the courts know that. And so it's there. The playhouses know that. They're slow to come around, but you can certainly request wherever you go. Here in Laguna Woods, you want to pick up this flyer from the flyer table because it shows you all the clubhouses that have hearing loops. And there's 10 of them, including the GRF boardroom. And because it was such a success there, they quickly authorized hearing loop installations throughout the clubhouses. On the back of this form is all of the venues that offer hearing loops in Orange County. And many of the churches and synagogues have hearing loops, and so you can enjoy that. So getting t-coil equipped hearing aids should be a priority. If you're going to be buying new hearing aids, be sure to ask for t-coil and Bluetooth. You don't want to be without those. Those two things, you can go anywhere. So be sure and pick this up. And there's another flyer up there And this will explain what a hearing loop is and what a t-coil is. So this would be helping you. Yes, Sandy.
I have the t-coil on my hearing aids, and I have to tell you that there are many times where it doesn't work for me. It only works if somebody is talking into that microphone. People move around. There's background noise. Maybe 3 people are talking at a table, and there are times it's almost useless for me.
It's not a perfect system, but you're absolutely right. Whoever is talking has to be on a microphone because the loop is connected. The whole system is connected to the microphone. So you could be in this room at a dinner party and you have tables of 8. Nobody in those tables are using a microphone. So you're going to need probably a portable microphone. And Anne is going to talk about that today. I'm going to have, did you bring yours? Okay. So, and when we get to the next section, I'm going to have you come up, Anne, and talk about portable microphones. You may not have everything. You know, it's kind of like a toolkit. You need to pull out of the toolkit what you need at the time. So you might benefit from a remote mic. Let's talk about the doctor's office. First of all, where are your hearing aids? I included that at the top of every list because so many people don't. You'll find that helps a lot. You can use a personal amplifier. There's something called a pocket talker. You can use this. This has coil, so you can use this, and you can get an extension on it. But this is great to ask your doctor to talk in there. So that, depending on your hearing loss, I'm pretty bad. If I couldn't wear my hearing aids, I would need something like this. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about talking. See if the doctor's offices will talk to me and consider getting one of these to keep on hand so that they can give it to a patient to use. Now, you do have to plug in a headset, earbuds, or a hearing loop. Well, you don't need a hearing loop in this case, but you should be able to hear talking through this. This is just an extension. So, this is really hold on. I'm totally deaf. Yeah, I need to change batteries. So you come on up here. See,
So
you can talk about the remote mic. Yeah.
So her hearing aid battery went dead on her hearing aid side. And so she's going to change her battery. But that brings up the point about batteries. How many of you have batteries in your hearing aids? A few of you. Have you encountered the new packaging on the batteries? It's a federal law that was passed back in 2022 that makes all hearing aid batteries now childproof. It has been a disaster because you have to use scissors to cut through every battery. And so one way that we are advising people to get around this is that once you open the battery package, put the batteries in the old packaging if you have it. If you don't have an old packaging, you can stop by our office. We have some, but batteries cannot touch each other. If you take them all out of the package and put them in a bag, they're all going to go bad because they are made to be individually packaged. because they can't touch each other. So the whole idea of this federal law and making hearing aid batteries childproof is because one child, her name was Reese, swallowed a battery. One. She wasn't even a hearing aid battery that she swallowed, but they made all packaging now be childproof. Well, the seniors are having a hard time opening the package. We have a hard time. I cut my finger today on a pair of scissors opening the package. So we sent out a petition that was started by, I don't think it was started by HLAA. I'm trying to remember who it was started by. But for those people that are on our mailing list, we asked you to sign the petition to get the law repealed, because it's a disaster.
Yeah.
So people started putting the batteries in this, right? You put one battery a day. Well, aren't you more likely to eat this as a battery than you would have if it was in the packaging that it came from the store? I mean, how ridiculous. So we're just beyond ourselves with it. But
It's the smallest little pill keeper.
yeah, the smallest, but you're more apt to eat it as a pill and swallow a battery than you would have been from the packaging.
Just make sure you only put one battery per compartment. The problem with separating all the batteries out is they can't be touching each other.
That's what I just told them.
I was deaf.
She was deaf while I was talking about that. A couple things that we have real quick is I do have remote mics. So Toni was asking about, and Sandra has one of these. This is a remote mic for a Widex hearing aid. This is a remote mic for an Oticon hearing aid. Phonak, Resound, they all have the remote mic. This is to be worn by somebody else so that you can hear them directly into your ears. They are a help. They are a companion, but they are not the end all be all, right? But I know, like with the Widex, if I wear the microphone and Sandra's trying to hear me, if the microphone is up and down vertical, the microphone automatically goes one-on-one. If I lay it on a table, it knows that it's laying horizontally and all four microphones will come on to make it a table mic.
Could you come in front of the camera?
Oh, I'm sorry. So the manufacturers are getting smarter with how the little devices are working. How many people have a remote mic? A few of you.
If I go to a
Hold on,
lecture,
hold on.
if I go to a lecture here in the village, I put it on
Wait, you gotta
on the top of the table. Just put it there, exactly.
So she puts
And
it,
make sure you have your phone number on it, because you can walk out of the room and forget it.
yeah, so
But I
this,
do that all the time when there's a single lecturer.
and as long as the lecturer stays at the podium or within a few feet of the podium, you would be fine. And how does that work for you? Well, she's got it.
Very well for me.
Yeah. So they do work. You do have to have a little bit of practice with them so that you feel comfortable asking somebody to wear it, right? But I encourage you to say, stand up for yourself with your hearing loss. It's better to ask somebody for assistance than it is to sit like a bump on a log, right? So I tell people it's better to use this microphone and hear one or two people in a noisy restaurant than it is not to hear anybody. So that's where the remote mics come in.
Well, become hermits. They stay home because they're not hearing well. A remote mic can make all the difference in the world between enjoying your families at dinner time or in a restaurant. So it's something to consider and something to try. So we have personal amplifiers that can be used in a doctor's office. You can use a remote microphone, as Ann just discussed, would be ideal. Another thing is that you could use an app for both. There's Android, and I got a new one that's just really great. This is an Android phone. This is an Android phone, and it is going to transcribe everything that I'm saying. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to walk around so you can see that it is transcribing what I'm saying as I say it. And this is free on the Android phone. There's no charge. You have to go to the Play Store and download Live Transcribe. So, my name is Toni. I'm just saying that so. Yeah, this was on Android, but I have a new iPhone app. So, but I would like people to see the transcription is very, very, very quick, very fast, and it's right there. And so I use this in the doctor's office, and it is wonderful. It's wonderful. I can understand everything that they're saying. And now, so for the, this is called Live Transcribe for the Android. Live Transcribe on iPhone is not the same product, and yes, you have to pay for it. But now there's this app for iPhone. It's called Now Scribe, NAL Scribe. It's free. It's absolutely free.
I've been paying for this all.
Well, I just became aware of this. So I'm going to, so this is the NAD Scribe. What did I say it was? And it pops out, right, in real time. And now if you're in an extremely noisy background, it's going to hear the background noise and may interfere with some of it. But when you're in a doctor's office, it's important that you get everything. It should transcribe for you. Now, NAL Scribe is free, and this is for iPhone. Yes.
Question. When that's transcribing, do you have a way of saving those transcripts?
You can actually save the Android one too, but it's a little bit tricky. But this one is really pretty good. When you go to stop it, it'll ask you if you want to save it, and you just say save. I don't know how to retrieve it. Be careful. I've had doctors say, you're not recording this for you. So they're afraid. So you have to be careful. So this works pretty good, right? Is it doing everything I'm saying? Okay, it's transcribing. Yes. So NAL Scribe. Yes, Sora. That's good. Okay, my experience, Sora, is that that's good for videos, but it's not for in the room. Is it doing it in the room? Okay. What do you think of mine? Mine's better than yours. Oh, wait. Oh, that's good. You got a full screen. Okay. I understand what you're saying. This, you can save the text. I think that's an advantage.
The live transcript has something that says clear. If you don't clear it, it saves it.
Oh, Okay,
but it's expensive. You know, and I have to keep
is that
replenishing.
like $3 a month, or you pay
I
annually?
don't know, I did it by the year or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, expensive. I mean, you have to keep replenishing it, so.
right.
I'd be happy to, you'd help me switch to something that does.
NAL Scribe.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you can download NAL Scribe and use it even while you have that. You can't use both at the same time.
You know, that's another thing that you have to tell people. If you have a remote that's on, you can't use another accessories. I have a Zoom accessory, I have a remote accessory, I have a live transcript. Your hearing aids cannot accommodate
Correct.
more than one accessory at a time.
Right. That's right.
So you have to be careful. You're not going to be able to use something if something else is on.
This is, I suggest you use this, for example, at the grocery store, when you don't understand the teller, at the bank, at the doctor's office. I would not use this to transcribe telephone calls. You need caption call, or you need NO caption, and there's another one, CapTel. There's actually other companies that do mobile phone captioning. So, but today I'm mentioning caption call, and I'm mentioning NO caption, because I've used those and I know them, and I can support people using them. So, anybody else have? All right, so now I'm going to show you. I'm going to press this to stop, and it asks me if I want to save it, and I'm going to save. So now that whole conversation is saved. Okay, I'm figuring it out. It's hard to stop it. There we go. Now, do you want to save? Put it in the
Live transcript doesn't do that. Not on the iPhone.
And remember, live transcribe on iPhone is completely different from the Android. And you have to pay for it, and it's not as robust. It doesn't quickly respond. I don't think it's as good. I can help you with this one.
Fine.
Yeah. I just discovered this at the Walk for Hearing. And by the way, this is my Walk for Hearing. Marla has her Walk for Hearing t-shirt on. We did our walk last Saturday, and so you can see it's got the date on there. So we're still taking donations for the walk until mid-July. So I made my goal, but I'd like to go a little farther than that. But I thank those people very much who have donated and appreciated. Okay, so that's the, we were talking about the doctor's offices. And by the way, the translation, the captioning that the live transcribe or the NAL scribe does, accents don't seem to bother them like they do me. I mean, it seems to transcribe a person with an accent pretty well. So don't be afraid to try it. All right. Restaurants. Let's talk about restaurants. Now, this is where are your hearing aids? Also, you can use personal amplifiers. I didn't mention anything about in the car. Personal amplifiers in the car, or a remote microphone is ideal in the car. So that's a hearing aid accessory. Also, the smartphone app works well if it's not too noisy with clangy busboy kitchen noise, you know. I also want to make a recommendation for seating location. You want to make a seating location where your back is to the wall so that you're not hearing sound all the way around. You're only getting the sound in front of you, and you're protecting yourself from the back. So you're not getting bombarded with sound in the back. So that's number one. And so if you're in a restaurant that has high booths, that would be good. Sit with a booth, especially if it comes up to your head. And then my last recommendation is timing. And this doesn't always work. But I like to go at 4:30 for dinner. Now, when I was 16, I would laugh at adults that do that. But I can get the seat that I want and it's not too busy. So it's not as noisy. So sometimes timing can really help you with restaurant noise. I think somebody else agrees with me. So sometimes we have to adapt, and I can hear better, want to go at 4:30 to the Olive Garden rather than 5 or 5:30. I mean, it's just too noisy. And I try to have my back to the wall, or have a booth. A booth is always better. And carpeting, if you have a restaurant that has carpeting, that helps to absorb the sound and it makes it easier. So get a place with carpeting, have your back to the wall, use a remote mic, and go early, and you're set. Yes, Ann. Wait for the mic. It's coming to you. Or you can come up here.
I know that we're just about out of time.
Yeah.
But I brought some brochures today. Toni asked me to bring them. When you need help beyond the hearing aids, right? The purpose of the hearing aid is to bring the sound to your brain, and then it's up to your brain to do the work. Some of you, did any of you used to do the LACE, L-A-C-E program that was on the internet? There were sentences on the computer. So that program is about 10 years old, and people memorized the sentences and they got bored. Well, now LACE came back with a new version called LACE AI for artificial intelligence. So it's called the LACE AI Pro. And it is an app that you download on your phone, but you have to get it through a professional. You can't just go to the App Store. But this is something that will help you practice word memory, rapid speech, and hearing and noise. And because it's an AI-based program, there's an infinite number of topics you can talk about. You could train listening to current events, facts about animals, Bible study, world history, whatever you want to listen to and practice as a topic, you can do. You can also record somebody's voice, and I could practice listening to the cadence and the voice of Toni or somebody with an accent. So pick up a brochure if you want. The introductory price on it, I know it varies, so you'll have to look, because this is a meeting, we don't talk about pricing and those things.
We don't sell things here.
Right, it's just a one-time fee, but know that there's other things coming out to help you help yourself. So yes, those accessories help, but we also know that the brain often needs more than just that. So just an information of what's out there. So technology keeps continuing to advance, and the apps and the connectivity to your hearing aids so that you get that input direct helps with the training and the processing.
Okay, thank you, Ann. I'm sorry the screen, you can't read it very well, but up there I have the phone number and the location for California Connect service. This is run by the California Public Utilities Commission, and they have devices. Oh, thank you. Is that any better? It's not any better. They have devices and it's all provided at no charge. And they have neck loops, they have, they have a variety, they don't have a catalog yet, unfortunately, because they're under new ownership. Regarding assistive devices, for example, the TV sound box, the super ear, the pocket talker, that's what you can get. Some of that you can get right from Amazing Hearing. She has a little display in her office, and you can purchase from her. I also I don't have a lot of them, but I have some catalogs here. You can help yourself if you want one from Diglo. They sell everything that you could need for deaf or hard of hearing people, above and beyond alarm clocks. You should have a little piece of paper like that in your handout. So it talks about sound signalers, door knockers, strobe doorbells. If you can't hear your doorbell, there's a way that they can amplify your doorbell at home. There's solutions for everything, and please help yourself until they run out to one of these catalogs. Amazon.com sells a lot of equipment as well. So you could compare prices like maybe from Diglo to Amazon, and the Pocket Talker, I think, is $245 at Diglo, and it's $245 at Amazon. I checked that today. So anyway, and you can ask me about any of these devices. We didn't talk about alarm clocks. We didn't talk about notification systems. California Connect actually has a notification system. They're out of stock right now. I'm waiting to get mine. It will actually, if my phone rings or if the doorbell rings, it will strobe light and it'll rock my bed just a little bit, just a little bed shaker in there to wake me up. It's most important at night, and I have had people ring my doorbell after I've gone to bed, and that's the only way I would have heard, because I take my hearing aids off. So that is it for today. If you have any questions, you can email me. It should be on some of your materials there. Please feel free. I love to get emails. You have a little yellow piece of paper that give me your feedback. Did you learn anything today? Do you have any questions you'd like me to follow up with you? Be happy to, that's another way to contact me. And that's it. Thank you for helping me get through all the technical difficulty. Maybe when we come back in September, they'll have that projector working, and it'll be a nice, bright PowerPoint presentation. So, okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and have a great summer. I'll see you back here in September. And if you're on my email list, you'll be hearing from me during the summer.